I joined a purpose workshop yesterday with a guy called Victor Odo, and he had some really interesting points there. The biggest one was that any purpose you sense, you have to go after. He said it's like taking sloppy action. And I think it's a pretty funny term, but it kind of explains it really well what it is. You kind of just have to take action, even if you don't know what it is and how it's gonna turn out. And I realized with this channel and from some of the feedback I've got that I've been so kind of out of line of the person I need to become to actually make this a successful channel. And one of the biggest issues I realized that I don't see myself as a master communicator. My self identity has been kind of this, yeah, I'm worrying and shy and philosophical and this, I have a lot of gaps, and I do have, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it needs to be that way forever, and I can improve. And this is when I realized, like, wow, I need to start studying, like, communicating, speaking, spontaneous kind of communicating, in a sense that the people feel confident and they feel safe and they feel this relaxed state when they are watching my videos. And I don't know if I was able to do that before, because if I'm anxious and if I'm like, I don't know, you get anxious. And that's when I realized it's like, okay, I have to kind of step up my game a bit, not overly act anything, but just be like, okay, I have some energy, I have something to give into this. And when you're finding your purpose, I think this is a really important point, because if you don't try to pinpoint down what kind of flaws and where you need improvement, how can you ever reach any purpose? And it's also, the purpose is made in the moment. So this moment I can try to be a little bit better than I was yesterday when I was recording a video, but it doesn't stop me from recording. So I need to kind of get going, even if I know that, oh, I'm not as good as these great communicators. I'm not as good as these people who have made this career for 10 years. And it's like, I don't even speak my native language. So it kind of gets weird. But then another point with the whole speaking thing was that you need to be present. And the more present I can be, the more kind of ideas just come out of me. And it's not about having so strict plans, and the same when you go after your purpose. You cannot know how. You cannot know the exact steps like you would if you were working a 9 to 5 and you get directions and you get like this simple, from 9 to 12 you do this, and from 1 to 5 you do this, and it's kind of just like robotic. When you start following your purpose, your passion, your own career, because usually it has to do with some kind of own direction, and you need to learn constantly. And it feels different for me when I have the intention of, okay, I'm trying to get information out of me in a more effective way, that you, the human who is watching this, gets like, oh, okay, this is interesting. I don't get bored. I just don't get like feel awkward when he's speaking. You might get that feeling anyways, but for me, this video is kind of this cleanse and kind of this taking a step forward, going out of my comfort zone. Because if I start to think about stuff, what I'm supposed to say and how I'm supposed to say it, it becomes like, and that's not cool to watch. So I need to follow my excitement more. And I also realized what I'm actually here to do is to help people realize that they can do and be whatever the fuck they want. And that's another thing that's come to me. And I was in this period of kind of this deep sense of, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. and I just kind of do something, and now I have even more clarity. I need to, okay, improve my communication skills. Okay, I need to improve my habits on how to gain information, so how I can kind of give more to you. So I think finding your purpose is also kind of reshaping yourself to what your image is in the head, what you actually want to be, or what you think you want it to be. And then you have to realize that your purpose will change. Even just this tiny thing is if you don't have kids and you have kids, your life purpose will just like instantly change, and it will be changed forever. And that's kind of a process you have to go through also. But your purpose will change, and that's why to find your purpose you have to kind of take this sloppy action and just do something, not thinking about what it's gonna be or who's gonna say something or whatever. Just go and do, and that will end up eventually you looking back and be like, wow, those steps were really interesting. I wish I knew that it's gonna turn out this way, because that's how it always turns out. First nothing happens, then everything happens, and then you're like, wow, was it that easy? But you fail to remember that it was actually really hard. So even if it's really hard for you and you don't exactly know what you're gonna do something. Kind of just lower the bar, do something, and put it out, or whatever you want to do, whatever you feel. Learn to trust yourself. Your intuition always knows. It's kind of the guide. I have a video about that, you can check it here. And that being said, this was my fastest video yet. My name is Mitz, your future purpose, here to help you find more fulfillment, purpose, joy, passion in life. I'll see you in a future video.